Hi Flosstube, it's Lisa Smith, Kindred Stitcher. Welcome to my channel. This is a channel about cross stitch and needlework and plans and dreaming and thinking about all the things I'm going to do in retirement one day. What else? This is video 114, I'm guessing. Today is April 6th and it's been a few weeks. What have I been up to? Well, the first weekend after I had my last video, I went to my friend Barb's house in Portland. She lives in a darling neighborhood, and she had bought a greenhouse that needs to be put together. And it's really hard. It was heavy for her to even unload. She and her nephew unloaded it. It was a Costco kit. And so we were like, well, we can come help you. So she had us up for dinner, and we looked at the site, and she's going to do some site prep. So next month we'll come up and help her put that together. What else happened? And then last weekend, my friend Kim, who lives about 15 minutes from me, hosted a little stitching day for me and Kim and Linda, our friend Linda. And then Lori came over from the other side of the mountain, and we stitched for the better part of the day, which was so lovely. She has an amazing house, and she has been stitching a really long time. I did take a few pictures of her sampler walls, and I'll put them at the end of the video if you'd like to see them. I love that. I want to do more stitching with friends. I decided that's where I need some space. Now, I have a lot of girls' weekends. my friends that I went to college with, we get together quite often, and then my girlfriends who I raised my kids with, we get together. They're the ones I went to Scotland and Ireland with. We get together a fair amount of times too. And Lori and I get together sometimes. I'll go over to her house, or she'll come over here. It'll be a lot easier when we have a house built, which that's still a work in progress. So no really news there. Let's see. And then we had Easter. And we went to my sister's house. We kept it simple, and it was a lovely day. I caught a cold last weekend on Easter, and I actually took a day off this week and stayed home. And I was just, I don't usually get sick. And when I'm sick, I just forge through it. But I was not, my body was just like, stop. You need a rest. My eyes were like golf balls, and the cold was in my head. So I am much better now, doing a lot better. So when I last left you, I had finished Susanna Milne, and I had finished my Hawk Run Hollow block for March. And I moved about halfway through March. I still had a lot of March left, and there wasn't a focus piece for the month. I thought, well, it's kind of like it was a gift of a couple weeks that I wasn't expecting. So what I did with my time is, I'm going to move some of this stuff over to the side here, is I pulled out a whip that is older. I have whips that go back to 2018. I have a couple of Mirabilias that are older. I'm trying to stitch one Mirabilia a year to finish it. And I'm going to pull one out in April, May, somewhere in there. But I pulled out, this is Peaceful Garden by Moira Blackburn. I've been showing on Instagram, and there's several of you are like, oh, that's such a charming pattern. And this, I had probably this much done the last time I showed you. I stitched and stitched and stitched on this. And this is an overdyed conversion. So the original was DMCs. And these are just a hodgepodge of overdyes that I chose. Bright and cheerful colors. They stitch it looking like a watercolor, a lot softer. And I finished that center piece, the center like medallion. I finished this section. I changed the inside of the heart to a pink. This was a darker green, and I felt like it was a bit much green, so I just changed it to this kind of a rosy color. It's a limited edition General Arts color. Look at these bees. Oh, are you not dying? Little hearts. And, okay, let's just talk about this gal. This is the main lady. She's the barn lady. She's feeding chickens. And when she got dressed that morning, she's like, I think I'll put on a purple shirt and a pink skirt and my big brown, black, clunky shoes. And then I'll wear my apron that has puff sleeves with blue and yellow / cream stripes on it. I posted that on Instagram. My friend Kate from Cowgirl Kate something aplenty. I can't remember the name of her Instagram page. She's so funny. She goes, hey, it's okay for barn clothes to look like that. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Those work clothes you can pick whatever you want. But her sense of style cracked me up. This lovely color in between the bonsai trees is Green Pasture by Gentle Arts. And it's a fantastic color. It's such a great color to stitch with. So I had this unexpected surge on this piece that I wasn't even planning to work on. I'm sorry it's blowing out a little bit today because it's late in the day and the lighting's not that great in here. So I will work on the border. There's all the corners have patches, like there's a blueberry patch, there's a boysenberry patch, there's a cherries, and I think strawberries. So that is Moira Blackburn. Annie from Annie B's Folk Art, she wrote, you're killing me with this piece. Girl, I loved it. That's why I started it in 2018. So the next one I worked on is I guess I hadn't fully finished my Hot Run Hollow last video. I had most of this block done. That's the fourth one. I'm stitching across the bottom. And my friend Marcy Thiessen, she started this. She's like, I need to start that. And so check out her page. She started on the upper left corner. So this is my very favorite block in all of it. It's a piece on earth. And you could just stitch that individually. I changed the name of the barn. I think it said, what did it say? Lowry Tree Farm. Well, I live in Christmas tree country. We export more Christmas trees from Oregon than the whole rest of the United States. So I put Noble Tree Farm because noble trees are what we grow here. And the next one I'll do are these crazy Nightmare Before Christmas people. I think this is a Tim Burton looking person. But I love them because they're very unique. And they will be the next block that I stitch. So in April, that's what I will focus on. It'll be on my Q-snap pretty soon. The last piece that I stitched on, when I was at Kim's house, Kim kitted up a little freebie for us, and I can't show you because it doesn't have a picture, it's just the graph, but it will take like an hour to finish. It's just, I forgot how much I like working on those little smalls that you can just finish quickly, and it's that little boost that you get from a finish. So I'll work on that, and maybe I'll have that done before next time. All right, so the last one I worked on is Leeds House Sampler. Another 2018 start. So Peaceful Garden was 2018, Leeds House is 2018, and I am stitching the heck out of this. Isn't that beautiful? It's so pretty. It's so pretty. This is 40 count fresco by Picture This Plus. The Hot Run Hollow is on 40 count parchment by Weeks. And Peaceful Garden, I think it's 40 count, I want to say, why can't I think of it? I'll think of it. Starts with a P also, I think. I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, so the last time I showed this to you, I had this done all the way to the bottom. So these two, and then this section was done. So I worked on this. Now, this is fussy stitching. I was going to say, it's like, 3 stitches here, 1 stitch there, 5 stitches there, and then you're switching colors. There's only 6 colors in this pattern, but the effect is so pretty. It is so pretty. Once I got these corners done, once I got this corner done, I started doing actually I went this way. I started doing the letters. And I would say, I'm going to work on it this weekend. I'm going to see if I can finish it this weekend. So that will be great to have a finish. Let's see what else. I've got a lot of ums going on today. It's going to be a short video. I do want to let you know that all of my giveaways from the last video or two are gone and out the door, which is amazing because sometimes it feels like it takes forever to get those all, you know, people replied to and out in the mail. So I do have a couple of giveaways for this time. I will show you the first one. I'm going to go ahead and give away Leeds House. I won't be stitching it a second time. This is stitched with sulky thread. So here's the tale of woe with Leeds House. I stitched it on 40 count fresco, which is a great color, and 40 count's my favorite. Sulky threads are like 2 DMC. They are a twisted thread, and you don't pull them apart. It's just one heavier thread. So what happens when you stitch a twisted thread on 40 count? Well, the hole's not as big. And so I should have used a bigger needle to open the hole up with the eye, but I didn't because I was just going. And when you pull that thread through, the twist tends to bunch up from if you're going from the bottom to the top, the twist will bunch up at the bottom, and then once it finally pulls through, it'll wrap on itself. And so sometimes you get those little circles, which are a pain in the neck underneath, so you have to be really careful for that. And they tend to, if you have a long piece of thread, they can kind of get ratty at the end. So I ended up kind of just cutting some off from throwing it. So I would say if I were to stitch this again, I would definitely have stitched it on a 32 or a 28 count linen. But it has fantastic coverage. And I have a partial box. I have the rest of my threads from the first box, which I don't think would be enough to stitch it a second time. When I bought this, I bought 2 of these because I thought one of them I might run out of, and I don't need them. So I'm going to give both boxes and the pattern to the person who chooses this one and who puts in and is chosen. And so if you would like Leeds House, go ahead and write house in your comment. And the other one is Susanna Milne. So I won't be stitching Susanna a second time either. She was a joy to stitch. And if you would like Susanna Milne, these little flowers on the side, Nicola thought might be hops because hops were grown where this girl lived. And so if you would like Susanna Milne, please write hops. You guys are going to come up with some great sentences, I know. Then I have one more. I bought the Charlotte Warrington BAP project through Homespun Needleworks, and it came with this tray. And so you just snap these corner pieces and it creates a tray. I have so much stuff, you guys. I have so much stuff that I don't need this. I really wish that the project would have that there would have been an option to buy just the chart, the threads, and the fabric, because that's really all I need. I don't need waxers or corner gauges or trays or anything like that. But it's not how it was kitted up, and I totally get that I might be the odd person out. So I'm going to share this with you. If you would like the tray, please write tray in your comment. I'll just get that in the mail to you. All right, so this is going to be a very fast video. I haven't had a fast video for a long time. Let me tell you about 2 things. One, a few things that I bought, and 2, some things that are on my mind in terms of stitching. Some things that are calling to me. I've showed you these before, but it's still in my brain. So the last time, there's a couple things. The last video, I don't know if I told you this, but I was out shopping and I bought a sewing machine. That's why I don't need a sewing tray, but I need a sewing machine. It was a great deal. I was texting Lori, and the gal, it was 25% off, and then I convinced her to give me another $40 off. So it was a good deal because it was a 301, Singer 301, and it came with a table that is for the 301s. So I'm inspired by Lori Holt. When I see her in her sewing space, she's right by the window. She has all the things around her. She has her iron, her table, her tchotchkes, all the things. So in what I visualize in my next house is the house we're building is that there's a window that I'll have a setup like that. And then I'm going to have a setup opposing me so a friend can come and sew with me and we can just visit and sew at the same time. Well, doesn't that sound charming? Now, I might be like 95 years old, but that's how we get there. But that's like a goal of mine. So I don't remember if I showed you last time. I'll throw another picture right here in, and you can see the little setup that I bought. So I'm excited. I've got that. I've got a stack of sewing machines right down here. Yeah, I don't need more sewing machines, but I am going to buy a Juki when I retire. So, all right. My mom and I went fabric shopping at a little store called Yankee Dutch Fabrics. I think it's what's called Yankee Dutch Sewing and Fabrics. It's in Brownsville. By the way, in Oregon. By the way, my friend Kim told me that Sam Elliott lives in Brownsville, Oregon. And she saw him at the store. I was like, what? Makes you want to go. And it's a very charming little town. It's kind of, these hills come together, and it's an old town, so all the storefronts are very sweet and charming, so it's very small. Anyway, they have this fabric store there, and I found this fabric, and I bought some. I bought all of it, because I haven't seen it before. It's a William Morris, and it's by, it is William Morris, Best of Morris by Barbara Brackman, right? I think I've heard people talk about it. I know Lori has. Morris Meadow is the line, and it is this fabric. I have bought William Morris fabric before. I have never seen this one. You know what I think this would be pretty as? Like a skirt. Wouldn't it be pretty if you made a skirt out of that? Where I would wear a skirt around here, I don't know. I could be like that farm lady. I'll just put my chunky boots on and my shoes and my floral skirt. Go feed the chickens. So I love this print. So I bought all of it. It was like 7 yards. And because it could be the back of a quilt. It'd be beautiful as the back of a quilt. You could, I don't know, there's a lot you could do with it. So that was a splurge. Because, you know, you can never have enough fabric. It's kind of like cross-stitch stuff. Also, what came in the mail, this I bought from Homespun Needleworks. The other one, this is Stacy Nash Rose Hill Farm Sampler and Pin Keeps. It was distributed by Acorns and Threads, so I ordered it from them. If you belong to the group, the Homespun Needlework Facebook group, several people have already finished this, and it is beautiful. It's on, what fabric is this? Hold on just a second here. This says 36 count needle bling linen broomgrass. I thought I ordered the 40. Maybe it's 36. It looks like it's 40. I don't know what it is, you guys. Whatever came with the kit. Isn't that pretty? And it does. I have seen people stitch it, and it is on this darker linen. It also has enough to stitch those two, the biscornu and the little triangle pin keep thing. Here are the colors. Looks like they're mostly weeks. Beautiful. So, you know, it's taking everything I have not to just jump up and down and start it. So there's that. I did get that. Also, I told you that I bought the BAP through the same Homespun group. Now, I bought this on the last day because it's a huge piece and takes a lot of materials, right? A lot of resources. And so it was an investment. You know, I waited until the last day, and the reason why I bought it is because Julie Kursavi, who runs the group, said that this will not be offered elsewhere. And she might open it up for more kits in the future. It was challenging to get supplies. It happened right around Needlework Market, so it took a little while. But I wasn't going to start it right away. That is a ginormous, that is a huge piece. I love it. Now, this is by Needlework Press. Isn't this gorgeous? all the things going on in here, and lots of people have stitched this. They're underway. There's a ton of threads in here. You could have got silks. You could have got, I chose the overdyes because they're my preferred thread choice. Now I can tell, I've looked at it, I'm going to be probably changing some colors in here. It's beautiful. It's beautifully done, but I like what I like. This is Mason Linen Sewing Box, color medium light. And it is so scrumptious. The hand on this is it is so good. It's like butter. And it's showing up maybe a titch more yellow than in person. In person, it's not as yellow as that. That kind of is a mustard looking color. It's not. It's a little bit darker. But so this one, oh, you guys, I would love to start that one. But I am going to resist for a little bit because I am making headway on those older whips. And I look at my whip list all the time. I sort the data, I resort the data, I rearrange things. Anyway, so I just want to share a gift that my friend Kim gave me. She was showing us her sewing room. And, you know, like all of us, like seriously, I came home and I have just this area here and I had stuff thrown on the couch that's just on the other end of this bookshelf. It was heaped. So I finally had to, one day I just had to organize things and clean it up. Well, when she was showing us her room and I saw this box and I'm like, I wanted one of those from Acorns and Threads. I think I'm going to stitch something and buy one and put it in there. And she handed it to me and gave it to me. And look at this box, you guys. I about died. So this is, I don't know what brand this is, but most needlework shops can get them. It is so gorgeous. And I was just so surprised. And what a kind gesture. She's just such a lovely person. And I love that the energy she and Linda bring to our friendship. They're wonderful. Sweet, sweet people. So thank you, Kim. Let's talk a little bit about what's happening in the near future. So, my husband decided we were going to put some things in the earth here and see if we could grow it. So he started some seeds in the shop. I guess we'll be doing gardening this year. That's okay. We will just do a small spot. And the challenge will be keeping the deer out of it. There's a couple of deer who live in the general vicinity. They're here every night and morning. And then we have turkeys who come through. We've got all the animals. We've got bunnies. All of the cats have pretty much knocked them down. Like they've moved on. So that's in our future. I'm going to the Farm Grow Retreat the first weekend in May. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to work on the Hawk-Run Hollow block for April. And I'm going to go, once I finish Leeds House and a Peaceful Garden, I'm going to bring in my Mirabilia whip for the year, which is Florentine. I need to work on her. My goal is to maybe get the skin all done. Stitch all of that. Then I'll be down to just basically the waist down for her dress and the chair she's sitting on. Well, it's kind of like a piece of outdoor garden sculpture. And the cat. There's a cat in that one. What else? And then in May, I'm going to work on, I have a whip that is Merrily Beams, Prize Your Liberty. I started in 2020 when I had Patriotic Stitch Mania. I started one a day. And I stitched literally part of one line. That's it. Just part of one line. And Kim has this one stitched in on the wall in her house. And it is so darling. I thought I need to just stitch that. And I think that'll be a perfect May stitch. So I'm going to work on that in May. Now, what's calling to me? I pulled a few. Because I do belong for it. I'm pretty good about my whip management, if you will. That doesn't mean I don't want for other things. So Celeste from Celeste Creates showed this, and she's like, this is the thing that she wants to stitch. Now, this came out last year, and I had to have it. Kathleen Littleton posted some kits on her website, and they went super, super fast. And this one came with the 103s. It's on 40 count vintage buttercream. So when Celeste gets hers, Celeste, I'm not sure if you're watching this one, I'm stitching it with you. I'm going to start it, even though I hadn't planned it, that if I finish Peaceful Garden, I'm +1 on my whip pile, or -1 on my whip pile. So I can start another one in my mind and still achieve my goals for the year. So that one is a for sure start. This one, I also have been thinking about a lot. Now, I've shown this on my channel before, Weeping Tree Sampler. Somebody mentioned, hey, there is an intentional, it's offset stitch. And so watch out for that. I'm like, okay, so I looked at the pattern, there is, but I mean, as long as you know where it is, you can adjust for it. So that one I love. It says, here my work forever stands, the labor of two busy hands. Oh, I love it. And look at the hands down there. That reminds me of Teresa Kogut. That little urn with the flowers is pretty. I love this. So we'll see. And then the alphabet that goes on the willow tree. Awesome. This one, I've been going to start this 3 times now. In fact, I had a top 5. I had 5 charts, and I asked you guys to tell me which one you think I should start. It was Jane Hopkins. I didn't start any of them. But this one, I just love it. I love it. And GGR, she has my heart. Now, these are all a lot of beiges. And I would tell you that I'm a girl who likes color, so I would probably intersperse some color in here. Like, I can't stitch a whole beige sampler. It would not keep my attention. So there might be some color changes in there. This one is the Ann Perry sampler. I think this was a Macintosh. It came from 1884 Stitchery. I love that. Somebody on Instagram finished this not that long ago. Isn't that adorable? And look at those 2 houses and that ship. And I love that the pink house is 4 times as big as the ship. Cracks me up. Oh, I love this one. This is Keep Me Sampler. Another Moira Blackburn. I got this one off of 123 Stitch. Let me take this out of the wrap here. So, I would completely change the colors on this. But there's a girl sitting out here outside her beautiful home. There's this really cool willow tree, sort of a pastel scene. I love this border. It's so feathery and pretty. So that one. So this is why I'm trying to eat down my old whips, because I want to get to where when I start something, I can just work on it diligently until it's done. Okay, this one's really calling to me. I watched Tanya Brockmeyer from the Scarlet House do her live with Liz, the Wandering Stitcher, on Friday. I catch them occasionally. I don't catch all of them. But it was fun watching her. And this one I had started. This is Good Company. It says, she lives on a hill overlooking the sea with only her dogs for good company. She doesn't need less. She doesn't need more than to hear the waves crash into the shore. So this is so adorable. And I had started this. I had done some sort of conversion that I did not like. But I think I stitched it with the DMCs. And my friend Melanie from Melly Ellie Stitches, she stitched it with the silks, and it's gorgeous. It's so pretty. Now the fabric on here is vintage pear from Lakeside, which is, I don't know, it's probably buried in the ground with all the rest of the treasure. I don't know where it is, but I love this. And I think I would stitch it on just a, I don't know. I don't have, the vintage pear I had was gray. It wasn't green at all. So then I ordered just pear, and then it looked like split pea soup. So I need to find a linen that I like to go with that. But this one, I think I'll see if I can, I think I might stitch it in the silks. There's quite a few on here, but I might have some of them. And then I can just work on collecting the rest of them. Just give me a reason to take more trips to Acorns and Threads. That's all I have for today. Let me just look at my list to make sure. Yep, that's it. Half an hour. That's just right on track. I will see you all in a couple weeks. Thanks for watching. Your comments mean everything to me. Let me tell you, you are the nicest commenters I've ever seen. The kindest people, people who say, I usually, you know, watch it on TV, but I just want to jump in and tell you how much I appreciate your channel and creating content. And y'all are the reason why I do this. So thank you for that, and I appreciate you. Have a great rest of March, and we'll see you later. A great rest of April, and we'll see you later. Take care.